Hey there, in this DIY plushie tutorial I'm going to show you how I made these Elephant SquishyMishies that kind of look like the Squishmallow HugMees. Really simple to make. So this large one measures about 19 inches high and the smaller one measures about 12 inches high. Anyway guys, they were so simple to put together, you can even hand sew them if you choose. So this is the large SquishyMishy elephant pattern that you'll tape together just like this in order, and then I also give you, if you decide to download it, the smaller version of the Elephant SquishyMishy. So let's go download that pattern and let's start making. In this tutorial I'm going to put together the small elephant. So here are all the pieces that I've gone ahead and cut out, and there was no taping together, just cutting along the black solid line. So I'm going to use a pink minky plush, and this is a gray beautiful blanket. So anyway, on the wrong side of the minky plush I'm going to actually trace these patterns, and for the ear you need one this way and one that way. So I'll show you two ways of cutting it out. For cutting out plush, I absolutely love to trace it and then cut it out without any paper attached to the fabric, but if you decide to do it another way, that is totally up to you. An easier way is to cut out a piece of this plush, fold it right sides together, pin down the pattern just like this, and cut around. This way you cut once and you get your two pieces the proper way. And now I'm going to cut out the rest of the elephant plushie pieces using the same exact method. Now I'm going to cut the little markings that I've drawn here on the pattern just to know where I'm going to place the arms of my elephant. And I forgot to do it on the tummy here, so let me make that marking now. And these are all the pieces you'll need. 2 pieces of the front head, 2 of the back head, then the front body, the back body 2 pieces, 4 pieces of the arms, and then 4 pieces of the feet, and then of course 2 pieces of the trunk, 2 of the ear backs, and 2 of the outer ear. And then I cut 2 also of the tail, 1 tummy out of pink, and 2 inner ears out of pink as well. So now what I'm going to do is put together the trunk. With right sides together, I'm going to sew all the way around, back stitching on the ends. And I apologize for my shaking camera. Is to sew the front head together. I'm going to line them up accordingly and then just sew straight down on the straight edges here, leaving the oval open. And here's what it looks like once it's sewn. Now I'm going to attach the trunk, just like this. And I'm going to sew all the way around with about 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you'll notice that I actually stop and slow down a bit just to make sure that the 2 plushes are actually lined up. Now the same way I'm going to sew the back of the head together. Here's how I put together the inner and outer ear. So with the inner and outer ear, wrong sides facing me, I start by matching the corner end here, and then I take the gray part and I just sort of curve it around the pink. It seems odd at first, like it won't fit, but I promise you it does. And you keep doing this until you get to the end. And once you get to the end, you're going to sew all around that edge with about 1/4 inch seam allowance. And these ears are looking adorable and actually pretty easy to put together. So now we're going to attach the back of the ear. So with right sides touching, right sides and right sides together, I'm going to pin it down, and then I'm going to sew around the perimeter of the ear, leaving open the straight edge, just like this. And now I'm going to attach the ears to the front of the face. So first I'm going to place them exactly where I want, and then once I have them there, I'm going to flip them the opposite way, just like this. And then I'm going to give it just a quick sewing line to hold them in place. And now I'm attaching the back of the head to the front. I won't even bother taking you over to the sewing machine because at this point you know exactly what I'm going to do. Now the same way we attach the inner ear to the outer ear, I'm going to attach the tummy to the front body of the elephant. And this is where we're going to use the little snip marks to make sure that they line up. And with 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm going to go around the tummy area and sew. Loving this plushie tutorial? Please subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my awesome tutorial videos. Just go ahead and click on the link on the top right there. So once the front body's done, I'm going to take 2 of the arms and I'm going to find those little snip marks, and I'm going to place the arm right there the opposite way. So I'm going to keep it the way I want it and then flip it over onto the tummy, matching right inside those snip marks. See, I want it that way, so I flip it this way. And now I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and just sew a straight line back stitching on the ends. And now for the back body, I'm going to sew the darts closed first, and then I'm going to sew the body pieces together, right sides together. And then what I'm going to do is also put together the tail, leaving an opening on the end there. So here's the tail that I'm going to turn right side out, and I'm going to sandwich it in between the 2 back pieces. And the same way I attach the arms to the front body, I'm going to do the same thing to the back body, using those little notches that I cut. Now I'm sewing the feet together the same way I created the tail. So I'm placing the feet exactly where I want to see them on the elephant on the front body, and then flipping them the opposite way. And I'll do the same thing to the other foot. And then go right over to the sewing machine and give it a little stitch right over the edges there. With the feet sewn in place, what I'm going to do now is take the back body and place it right onto the front body, right sides together. So I'm going to start by matching these top corners here and right under the arms there. You definitely want that part to match. Same thing on this side. And then I'm just going to work my way around and line up the edges of the fabric, making sure the feetsies are tucked in and that little cut mark there is going to match the seam on the back body. And again, with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm going to make my way all the way around this elephant body, leaving the top open. Looking so cute and almost done. So here's how I attach the head to the body. I turn the body wrong side out and now the head goes in upside down. So I'm going to slide that right in. I'll show you again. The head goes in right there upside down and I am going to match the side seams. See that? Side seams together and now it is ready to go. And the trunk is right there in front of the tummy. That's how you know it's correct. And now I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around, leaving that back part there open. So you'll notice I kind of stop sewing sometimes and line up the edges of the fabric because the plush does move around and that's normal. So you go ahead and adjust it as well so you get a really cute elephant plushie. Cute. And now for the fun part, the stuffing. I like the way she's stuffed, just perfect. So now I'm going to use a coordinating thread with a sewing needle and I'm just going to use a regular basic hand stitch to close this opening. And now for the eyes. I cut them out of black felt and again with a double threaded needle. With black thread, I'm doing a running stitch. Actually a back stitch because I do back up. So a back stitch all the way around the oval of the eye. And that's how to create this adorable Elephant SquishyMishy. So if you really love SquishyMishies like this, go ahead and check out my playlist where I have so many more other types here. Thanks for watching.